All right, hey, good afternoon. It is Wednesday. Um, just returned from a trip, business trip. It's gone for a few days. Um, so I do thank everybody for all the comments coming in. Um, I appreciate it, of course. Again, I like the conversation. I do like tips when you got tips. That's good. Everything else, whatever. Point out my mistakes. These games are not flawless. I guarantee it. Especially the four character ones. Um, that's just a thing. It's there's a little bit of administrative work to be done, and you're sort of switching context all the time. So I do make mistakes, point them out, um, and I don't mind. I feel bad when I make a mistake, but it's I don't get defensive. So where are we at? We are in week 2. I left this game off at the beginning of week 2, day 8. The Witch King is ahead, the Magician's in second, the Pilgrim and the Woods Girl are trailing, but only by a point. And it's that first week, right? The first week, you're feeling out the board. Um, Nothing's uncovered, and so every character is sort of just looking around for opportunities. And the Woods Girl has one here. She has a challenge that happened to wander right in the chapel. I think once she takes care of that, she's going to continue on to the inn to knock off one more guy off of this pub crawl here. And so that's that. So that's what we're going to do. So she is going to. She can't. I mean, she's going to hide just so she doesn't get her butt kicked by anyone showing up. She's going to then rest 3 times. Or, I mean, she could totally cheese it, right? She's going to rest twice and alert, since she knows at the end of the day she's going to have a fight. So she alerts, and we'll go with that. That's her move. Pilgrim needs some rest here. The Pilgrim has really. Having said that, he can make a 4. He can make his 4 move there, and he's going to do that. So he's going to move, and move back to the chapel. And he's going to turn in the black book. He's going to sell all of this back, but he's going to primarily turn the black book into the chapel. So he's going to get 23 gold and a point from the Inquisition. Then he's going to turn in some of these quest cards and sort of start over from that point. The Magician is in a good spot. Don't get me wrong. That dragon essence is super useful. But he did draw some crappy cards here in the draw. Wolf Tamer. I'm not a giant fan of Wolf Tamer because you're not often like goblins, like the diplomacy goblins and Snake Charmer are way better, in my opinion, because those things appear in treasure tiles. Whereas the ogres and the wolf tamer appear in the random woods tiles, and frankly, there is no reason for anyone to stay in the woods if they don't have to. So, I mean, that's, such is life. What we have to figure out is, what is the magician going to do here? I would like to turn in these cards. I just drew them, though, at the end of the day, so I can't turn them in again. I'd have to wait through day 8 to return these cards in. So, what can I do while I'm waiting to turn in these cards? I can rest once. I could cast Veil Walker to give me an option. And maybe that option would be a good one. Give me to the deep woods, right? Just pop off to the deep woods there. I have a shielded lantern. Is there anywhere I can get to? So, yeah, so you're getting to the deep woods to get to the caves. And maybe this guy can own the caves a little bit. So I am going to rest. Obviously, I'm going to hide. I'm going to rest. I'm going to spell X and spell. And that'll be his day. And then he'll turn in cards. I'll even write it to make sure I just remember. Cards. Right? Done. He would like to turn in cards. And then our buddy, the Witch King. I think the Witch King has been the luckiest with his card draws. I think the Witch King's goal is to... He is going to hide and hide. And then alert a type 4. And then move into the goblins. And then he's going to nuke them, and he's going to back out. That'll give me an infusion of prowess, I hope. And maybe clear out, because I need to clear this this darn hex out, this clearing out, because I want to find both the vault and the lost city. So it's worth 2 victory points to get into this clearing. So that's it. I got day 8 written. Took me a little less time than I thought to remember where the game state was. That is my sharp mind at play here. And so let's roll a monster roll for day 8. 5. So spiders and imps. All right. Interesting. And let's see who goes when. So Pilgrim first. The Pilgrim, if you recall, is just bolting it into the chapel. So he is done. No one's going to appear unless we find a campfire. So he's there. Woods Girl is next. So the Woods Girl, I think she has to stay where she's at. So she's going to hide. She rests twice to bring that. Well, so she has to pull this. And then she has to fatigue one to make change. But then she can rest it. So that's what's going to happen. Then she alerts the bow. A little bit of a cheese on her part. Let's see if she's hidden at the beginning. This is mostly for the other folks. She cannot start this battle hidden unless she's willing to take a reputation penalty with everybody. Excuse me, sorry. For being a jerk. So she does hide, and now she is done. So those are these 2 done. Our magician is also slow playing today. He is hiding. He's going to rest, and then flip this. Let's see if he hides. And he is hidden. So he's done. No one else appears. And then finally, the Witch King, who will hide, I think 2 times, right? He fails once. That's going to suck. And he succeeds the second time. So the Witch King blends into the shadows there. Walks into the goblins with an alerted chit. That one. And I don't think anything appears because I think all of these... I think this patter is only for mountains. For spiders. Goblins, yeah, can bring the hell out of goblins, but not spiders here. So we are done with the day. I suppose the Pilgrim has to roll for the patrol. Yeah, the Pilgrim has to roll for the patrol. Let's do that real quick. He's neutral with the patrol. Why would you dink with the poor Pilgrim? Oh, he gets trouble, of course, because, but he's fine. So he's good. And we got 1 fight here, pretty much. We have 2 fights, I'm sorry. Let's do the Woods Girl first. I think she has sort of the easiest quote-unquote. Now, she cannot be hidden. So this guy is on her sheet, which is why she alerted the bow in the first place. So she can shoot. She'll need a move, but Strangely enough, no move's going to save her. If he flips, he's going to hit her. And that is going to suck. These guys could have a double kill. This is not a good fight for her, by the way. So let's see where he ends up first. I don't think it matters. 6. So he goes down here. And then does he flip? We would like him to not flip, and he doesn't. So he's knocking an arrow as we speak. And she, with Legolas-like speed and precision, lets loose on this dude. So all she needs to do is knock it. I think everything but a 6 is going to knock this guy on his ass. And she gets the 6. Holy crap. So she pulls a 6. That's -3 levels, so that does negligible damage, which is not gonna hurt this guy, right? Because it's, yeah. Or actually, she's what, 4, 5, 6 she needs. She needs to do medium damage on him. So hey, that's awkward. Now her bow is unalerted because she hit. So that sucks. And now, frankly, she has to play anything and sort of hope that this goes okay. I think she will play a light 2, just so she has to fatigue and continue this fight. Where are we going? 6. He jumps down there. Let's hope that that 6 uses up the allotment of 6s for this bowman here. It does. So she's going to miss and he's going to miss. She fatigues. It's round 3, and this bow flips over to, once again, the dangerous position. So where does this guy end up? He ends up right here. Does he flip or not? And she's playing this L4. Right, did you see that? It hovered. It hovered between the 6 and the 2. So, okay, doesn't flip. She gets another shot at him here. And it is a 4, 3, 2, or 1. 1. All right, so she puts 1 between his eyes there. So I think she gets +5 to all these. So she gets his notoriety. She gets this +5, so she gets 9 points. She gets gold +5, so that's going to be 7 gold. She hasn't spent any, so she has 10 bucks in the bank also. So that's sort of cool. So she has 9 and 17. I'm sort of keeping vague track up top when there is a chain. She gets a victory point for challenge. And I suppose she could have, like, talked to him or something, but I thought that would be an easier fight than maybe it ended up being. The funny part is she's winning prowess with that, because this group has been sort of lagging at killing stuff at the moment. And I don't really want to keep scores in real time since it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that is going to adjust some people's scores here. And then he goes wandering back to his spot, because he's not killed, he's just defeated. And now the Witch King gets to light up the evening. I hate to say this, but I don't want to pull these out. There are 18 of these sons of bitches here. So we're at the Magicians. Let's go to the Witch King. So he's going to play the alerted chip, of course. No one's on his sheet. He's going to hit every single one of these dudes. And on 2 dice, if he rolls a 6, he's going to not kill it. Everything else is going to kill it. Fiery Blast, so it's light, medium, heavy, tremendous. So he can go down to everything up to a -2. And you'll see that's a 5. So we're really looking for everything but a 6 will kill. And he goes through these one at a time. So we have 18 rolls to do. This is where Realm Speak is awesome. And Tabletop Simulator, though fun, it can be more tedious at times. So he's going to hit everybody. Whoever survives, and it's not going to matter who's on his sheet or whatever, because I'm going to melt in the mist. Because the thing about the Witch King is, he could have alerted twice and cast twice and hoped to clean up after the fact. But that would have been supremely dangerous. So instead, he didn't alert twice. He alerted once. He's going to use this purple to melt into mist and disappear into the night here once he nukes the first set of these goblins. So let's see what he gets. So remember, we're looking for no sixes. So that is a dead guy. We'll put dead guys over there. So there we go. That is a 6. He's a live guy. Dead guy. Live guy. They have a 30% chance of living through this. Those two were in the hot tub, so they dodged the fiery blast. Those guys were slathering themselves in cooking oil, so totally dead. I mean, I don't know what kind of party this was, but geez. Another dead guy. There we go, live guy. These guys were using too much hairspray. A lot of dead dudes. Asbestos underwear. Keep them coming. There's a giant pile of ashy corpses. This is bad. It's good for the Witch King. That's a lot of prowess going to happen all of a sudden. Witch King might just go, I think I won this prowess thing. Y'all can go fight amongst yourselves for the remaining point. Okay, so we have 5 survivors who will, of course, end up on the Witch King's sheet at the end of this. We have 13 dead goblins, which I suppose I will have to sort of vaguely separate. So we have 13 dead goblins. So that means what you have is you have 13 and 1, so that's 14. So wait, if you have, I should be able to do this math in my head, to be quite honest with you. But you know what? I'm feeling lazy today. So really it's 13 plus 12 plus 10 and so on. $80. So yes, of course it's 14 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see. And there's a middle number. So it's not an even number. So usually I take the highest number and lowest number. You can divide by, add them, divide by 2, and you can get the thing. But now there's a number in the middle. So that 7 is in the middle. Or that, yeah. So there you go. So it's 80 points. I'm sort of embarrassed for my lack of quick math skills. So there you go. So we're going to put these guys in the dead pile. The rest of these guys are going to go back to the board. My only bad thing about that whole experience was that the Witch King now has to use his last purple to melt into mist. And he will, of course, do that. And that sucks a little bit because it's going to mean that he's going to have to back out and rest. Now, he actually has one more type 4 because he didn't cast a second time. But that's 80 prowess in his pocket. So that is super sweet. And so that's going to change the prowess equation again. And it's pretty much going to steal a point from the darn magician, who's been getting all the points stolen from him. And so just with those 2 fights, it's sort of funny, right? Just with those 2 fights, oops, wrong button. Like, what is going on? Okay. With those two fights, the scores become 6-5 to 1-1 because all the prowess that the pilgrim and magician had are now stolen back away. So we are done with the day, and that's going to lead us to day 9. Does anyone need to turn in cards? She's not turning in cards, but she does get to toss the challenge because she has completed the challenge. And she's going to draw another one. I do like these cards, by the way. I am. She gets take cover, and you know what? Take cover is never bad to have. It's not going to help her score points right now, so she'll have to think about that. Our pilgrim is here, and I think he's going to literally ditch all these cards and redraw his whole hand. So he gets Dragon Slayer. Okay. Deep Diver, get something from the pool, and Navigator. I like those better than what he had. How's that? So we'll put Deep Diver. That's a little dangerous, don't get me wrong. Navigator. And he's already gotten one, because those explicitly do count. And Dragon Slayer. He's going to execute a single trade phase. That's going to score him Inquisition. And then we don't know where the pool is, right? But we do have at least something we can do, which is go find more secret paths. So I think from there, and this is what? This is bones. So from there, we can go 1, 2, 3. I think he just does a trade phase and walks 1, 2, 3 out into the oak woods. Now, mind you, the pilgrim does need a rest. He is super tired. So maybe that's what we do too. Maybe trade and then rest. And that should score us the Inquisition again, we hope. And that'll be his second point in terms of cards. Plus he will score, I'm going to write this down so I don't forget, plus he'll score 23 more gold. So all good. So that's what he is going to do. The Woods Girl. Oh, wait, we are still looking to see if, because I think he wants to dump some cards also. I think Pub Crawl, not his gig. Do we dump the challenge thinking, well, what's the chance that I actually find the road? It's not super low because we could get to here and here. So what I'm going to do for the magician, I'm going to cast Veil Walker. So it's a type 7 gray. So we have cast Veil Walker. So let's keep that in mind. And the first move the next day, blah, 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 is going to be a walk in the woods. So I'm going to turn these in that night. I'm going to draw 2 more. I do apologize a little bit for the vague retcon, the night. Sometimes it's easier to figure out what they do the next day, that night the next day, because... And he's going to get Locate Statue, way better than what he had. And Lost Pouch, really way better than what he had. So that's what he's going to get. I'm going to roll a d8 on that pouch. And the pouch is 6. So it is the Woodfolk. So guess what I'm not doing? Turning the pouch into the darn Woodfolk, frankly. So that was last night that he would do that. He also cast Veil Walker. I do want to do a move. I don't want to waste the Veil Walker. But what I will do is I will pull a quest phase to open the pouch. I need the cash to hire these guys again. And then I will... He's going to move to 4. So he's going to walk the woods to 4. I'll just put walk the woods to 4. Hide and then move into the woods, honest to goodness woods. And that is going to be his turn. Mind you, he's also going to alert every single time, ever, he's alerting this guy. This is by default, always. I've said it, so it is true. I think our Witch King is going to back out. So I think we move to the inn. So we're gonna move to the inn. Then I'm actually going to move. I'm gonna actually move out. I'm gonna move 2 again. To the valley. Move 2, and then I am gonna start to rest. And we're gonna spend one more day resting before we nuke. We're gonna nuke the goblins again when we get a chance. Done. I don't like to move that far away, but I don't want to have to burn it. I'm not in a good position if the rogues did decide to jump me for whatever reason. Done. So I think we have a day 9 pretty settled. Oh, we don't have a day 9 for our gal here. We drew her cards, but didn't figure out what she was doing. So I think we go 1, 2, 3. And I think we're gonna hide. We're gonna move, woods, hide, done. And she is done. So that's it. That's day 9 written, and let's get a monster roll. 5 again, spiders and imps. So let's get these guys back in. And there we go. So he goes 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to rest 1. So we're going to start drawing these back into our usable stable there. Next is the Pilgrim. So the Pilgrim is going to trade with... So we're selling all of these to our guys for 23 points. So the order will buy from us. They're allied, so we don't even have to roll. If they're neutral or less, I make the characters roll and not get a trouble. And not get like a troubledy result, right? So we trade with the order. That is going to give us 23 more gold. So we got 25, and we score the Inquisition. So that's good. And we rest 3 times. So I think I'm going to bring back, since I do want to cast Vision here as part of the getting Navigator. So there you go. So we got that done. I don't think anyone appears, and we are done there. The Woods Girl starts moving. 1, 2, 3. She rolls to hide 1 die in the woods, and she is hidden. And no one appears because it's not a 3. And the Magician is going to quest, so he opens the pouch for 3 dice 6. The Woodfolk Gold. 7 plus 2, 9. So he gets $9. So he's up to 15, so that's cool. That's actually a fair bit of money. Now, mind you, everybody has more than him, strangely enough. Yeah, I think everybody has more gold than he does. But he's at least in there. And so the pouch goes away. And he gets to draw another card. Tiny hut. And so he has a tiny hut. So we'll put a hut in the valley. Done. And he is done for the day. But, no, he's not done for the day. That is true. He is going to walk the woods with his Veil Walker. He goes here, And then here, he's going to try to hide. And he does. And that is the small campfire here. So that's sort of cool. First off, his challengey rogue is there. So perfect. That's what he sort of needed, actually. So he's got that going for him. And wow, the bash cars are going to show up. They're not, they're not common. I don't hover around campfires that often. I should probably do it more. And the magician does not care one way or the other about the bash cars. Oh no, they don't show up because no one's in that space. My fault. Sorry. Forgot about it. Those only pop if you enter the clearing. But that guy is, and we are going to have to kill that man. So, not kill, just stun. By transforming him into a frog and stabbing him repeatedly with swords. Yeah, capture. Subdue. So, it's funny because I used to play a lot of Champions Online, right? An MMO, superhero and MMO. And I love, making superhero costume characters and all that stuff. It's fun. But the one power pool had a chainsaw as a melee weapon. And I'm like, and we're the heroes. So this is my taser saw. My stun saw. Yes, I am capturing you with my stunning chainsaw. I'd like to think that they just saw me whip out a chainsaw and said, "You know what? I'm out. I'm good. Take me to jail." That is not cool. I think we're done. I think everybody has done what they need to do. I think the Pilgrim has to roll off against the patrol, who is, hovering around. Oh, that's the Witch King, not the Pilgrim. I think they're hovering around 5, so no deal. So he is fine. And that is day 9. So this is day 10, and we got to be careful because in 2 days we want to be sheltered. Everybody wants to get the dang point, I think. So let's see what the Woods Girl. So the Woods Girl is trying to get to the end. So she knows how to get there. So she goes 1, 2, 3, 4 is great, but she has to get through this troll. And I think that means she hides first. She moves into the troll. She moves and then moves again to 1, 2, 3, Ruins 3. So that's her goal, is to end up in Ruins 3 today. And she is done. Next is the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim is mostly rested. He's not in terrible shape. Where is our Pilgrim? Still back here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And I think we're just walking in because we've got our buddy with us. So we're going to move to the troll. And we are done. The only thing that thwarts that is if another creature appears, effectively. And then finally on day 10, it's the Witch King. So the Witch King is going to rest twice here. He gets an extra spell X, which he's going to utilize. And then spell and spell, I believe. So rest 2, gets those 2 turned over, and he will be good to go. So I think that's it. I think that's all we needed for day 10. We do need a monster roll, though. 2, Serpents and Demons. So that's new because we have not rolled a lot of different creatures. And the Woods Girl is first. So first thing she's going to do is hide with 1 die. She's trying to get past the troll. She could beat him. She could kill him. She fails. So she ends up right there. Nothing appears, but she ends up stuck with the troll. That sucks a little bit. The Pilgrim, though, does just wander up in. He doesn't even care. He's got a buddy with him. That should be an auto kill. The Witch King is resting 2 times, so that brings back 2 chits. He flips 2 chits, and he is done. And then that leaves the Magician. And the Magician, who I did not make a move for, did I? No, because I'm a dummy. So what would we have done? We would be heading in. Oh, we're right. So we're going to hide out. The Magician needs to do his thing, right? So he's going to place a visitor. He will hide out. He's going to rest, and he's going to move in. Not true. He's going to alert, and then move to the small campfire. Because he has to get this alerted. So he is done. And I think that's what we're doing. So the Magician is going to hide. He's going to rest a chit. I think I want to rest this one. I'm going to alert this one. Oh, no, he has an extra alert phase. He didn't have to do that crap. He's going to rest twice. And by default, alert that one. So he is going to rest 2 times. So he's going to rest this one, then bring this one back and fatigue that one again. Done. And that's it. And so he moves into the camp. He's only hidden because I want to make sure that nothing's going to show up there. Who's going to stop him? And actually, I don't know. Oh, the wood folk show up at the campfire, too. I don't know how he feels about the wood folk. How do I feel about the wood folk? I can't imagine I feel just normal, right? Okay. We're not going to fight hidden. That's not cool. Mind you, I have 1,000 guys, so there's going to get ganged up on a little bit. We have a couple fights. One is here. And we're just going to let, for the most part, the Pilgrim is going to lure it with his guy, because he knows that guy cannot die with this. The Woods Girl will ready her bow with no one on her sheet, and she will come down, and she'll, whatever, cover him. It doesn't really matter. She's going to hit no matter what. And, I mean, the Pilgrim's not going to fight because he doesn't have anything that can do that kind of damage. He ends up here, this guy. Does he flip? He doesn't. She goes first. He is heavy and armored. So she needs to do +1. She needs to do 2 or 1. And she gets a 1. So she guns him down for 5 points. So I'm going to put all these back over here. She's going to get the 5 points. And this is going to go up to the Deadpool. Done. So trolls are killed. That is done. This guy has his... The Magician has his problem right now. So the Magician is unhidden, and he's going to face off against the Rogue. And I am going to put him on these guys' sheet. These guys will deploy to him. The funny part is that everybody but the archer would probably be hit by this guy, really. Oh, not him. Not the... So we're going to put everybody on that side. I don't think he matters. We're going to cast Transform. Now, mind you, remember, we have a purple source, so the only thing that fatigues is that chit. And we transform our guy, and we have Nudge. So if everything goes awry, we can at least nudge it to a slightly less... Crap, oh, I saw that one hit, and I was really upset. We turn him into a frog. So he frogs out. This is like every game of Talisman I've ever played. And don't get me wrong, posting Magic Realm videos and talking about Talisman does give me a weird, like, embarrassed feeling. What do we got here? So he's going to go down here. He's going to go down here. He's going to go up here. It doesn't matter what happens now. He's going to flip. He's not going to flip. This guy's not going to flip. So I'm going to roll for the missile guy just because to see if he gets to kill him. I don't think he does. Oh, no, he's light, so he does kill him. So there you go. The archer kills the frog, which is actually this guy. So that guy returns to normal. So we get challenge. And we could talk him out of it, but we don't. We get 7 notoriety out of that because +5. We get 6 gold out of that. That ain't bad. So we're up to 15 and 21. I do like that the notorieties are, and he goes back to the road. And I think that's the day. And I think the magician gets to, well, he's going to place his tiny hut also. So he's going to take 2 of these cards. He gets to place a visitor in the valley. Who's the magician like? He doesn't like the crone. I will take the warlock. I think might have a spell or two for me. I'm going to put the warlock in the valley. So I'm putting him right there with my buddies. And then I'm done. And these 2 cards go to the pool. And then we're going to pull 2 cards out for the magician. Natives arrive, so he can pull any group of natives into any place. Survivor, that's a rough one for the magician. Like, that's not one that he actually wants. So, survivor and natives arrive. Does anyone else need cards? No? She does not. He doesn't. He also does not. So I think we are good to go. What day is it? It is going to be day. That was day 10. So now it's day 11. We only have one more day before we have, before we need to be sheltered. So the Woods Girl wants to go 1, 2, 3, 4. The Woods Girl's going to head to the inn. Now, does the cairn have anything left in it? Cairn has 4 treasures in it. She might make a pit stop at the cairn. She might make a pit stop at the cairn. Right? Because she has till day 12. Yeah, so on day 11, the Pilgrim's goal is to navigate more, right? 1, 2. So he could make it to the inn, I suppose. I don't know if it doesn't. I don't know if that helps him or not. I mean, he could obviously go to the cairn also. Take 1 more loot out of there. That would fatigue him, so we should at least be wary of that. But he could move to the cairn. He's already found the cairn. We could hide. Move to the cairn. Rest and search. and he would be done. And we'd still be in striking distance of, you know, a dwelling. I think the magician is going to hide. And move maybe 1, 2, 3 to Deep Woods 2. And then tomorrow he could pop into a cave and be hidden or sheltered. And I think the Witch King is going to hide. Do we have any more rests to pull? I mean, I suppose we have these. So how about we hide, trade, and rest once? So we're just going to pull a chip back into the fatigue category. We will trade with the peddler, who I think is here. See what he has. Because I don't know that gloves of strength help us, but I guarantee you that a victory point's going to help us. So, done. And that's it. That's where we're at for day 11. So let's get a roll. And nothing appeared, right? I mean, it didn't help. Yeah, most of our characters ended up in no monster zones anyway. So we're giants and trolls again. And who goes first? Woods Girl is first. So the Woods Girl is going to move on up there. You're going to hide and search twice. She does hide. This is search 1, looking for a 4. Nope, search twice, looking for a 4. So she does locate the cairn. So I will mark that off. And she is hidden. And she is accosted by that guy. And she is done. The Pilgrim, he hides and moves up into the cairn. And he is hidden, and he moves up into the cairn. And he is going to rest once to pull this back, and then he will search once. And he's going to pull which treasure out of the cairn? The second one. Very nice for him. So he's pulling the second card off this deck. Oh, Flowers of Rest. Womp womp. Okay, so. I mean, he's going to drop him. You can't not have him. You can't. But that's going to wipe the cairn, sort of. So immediately. Yeah. So there you go. So he draws the Flowers of Rest. Never my favorite. That's one of those little wacky, tricky things in the game that always seems to show up at the most inopportune time. The Magician is going 1, 2, 3. So he's heading down here. And the question is, are you hidden or not, buddy? And the answer is, you are hidden. So he is hidden. And he is turning over some more crap. The Lost Castle in 1. Stink is going to bring giants. But that Lost Castle is going to bring lots of other things. Let's see what. Roar 4, potentially more. Patter 5, spiders, typically. Flutter 1, dragons. Horde in 6. Ooh. And the Shrine in 4. He does not have to locate the Shrine. So this rim of these is nasty, and he gets a giant on his sheet. Well, not on his sheet, but you know what I mean. In his face. So he is done. And now the Witch King, who has to slow play it a little bit. So he's gonna hide. Oh, he's gonna move in. I'm sorry. So he only gets one hide. That's my fault. He's gonna rest this. Does he hide? He does. He's in there. He's going to go to the peddler. The peddler has 4 small treasures in his bucket. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's go over here and we will flip these and put them pretty much on his card now. So the peddler has the toadstool ring. Awesome, by the way. The power boots. Lost keys. And the beast pipes. Interesting for, say, the magician, right? Now, he sells these for 4 times price. So expensive crap to be sure. I would love this for 36 bucks. I wouldn't mind this, by the way. This is great for the Witch King simply because it gives him the ability to carry crap. He's going to... I don't think he has the cash for it. So he has 23 bucks total. He could buy the keys. If he sells that, or he purchases the keys for 20, he could dump that for 8 to trade in, have 3 bucks left, and I mean, obviously he's going, because he's going to lose his gold standing anyway. Like, he has 2 points in gold. That's gone. In fact, I think the Pilgrim has the most gold, and the Magician the next most. So that's going to shuffle the points around again. But he would get the victory point for having bought from the peddler. Now, mind you, a useless buy from the peddler. Is it worth the point? And the answer is sure. Sure, it's worth the point. So what we're going to do is we're going to get plus 8 gold, so 23. And minus 20. So minus 12 is really what we're saying here. Leaving him with 3 bucks. And the peddler is going to get this card instead of this one. And we get a point. I mean, that'll make up a little bit for the fact that we are no longer going to be winning gold. At all. So, okay. So we got that. That is done. And we're hidden. Oops. And that does waste a day, though, which sort of sucks. Like, we should have... But I mean... You couldn't have moved 3. Moving the 3 was the rough call. I yawn. 54 minutes in, thank you. All right. So let's see what we got here. We do have a couple possible fights. This is not a safe fight, or I think it might be a safe fight for the Pilgrim and these guys. So I think they're going to go in. Both of them are hidden. I think it's close enough that the Pilgrim would want to at least make an attempt. So this guy on his horse is going to be playing on this side. The Woods Girl is going to be sniping from a distance like she does. And that's that. So let's roll to see where this tremendous troll ends up. 5, so he's going to go down here. No one flips because he's tremendous. So she shoots him. She needs a 1, by the way, to kill him. So she's going to roll to see if she lucks out and gets the 1. She's not going to get a 1. So that's a miss for her. I mean, I think maybe the Pilgrim will. Does he? He has the best. He has like the 33% chance of killing this thing. So I think he will play an attack and a move just to fatigue this round. So he's going to commit to fatiguing. This guy ends up here. Nope, no flipping. Stop. Okay, the Woods Girl shoots. She needs a 1 to kill a heavy, tremendous armored. She fails. And the Pilgrim has to fatigue one of these. So this is round 3. Either a 1 or 4 kills it. Nope. Or a 1 on this die. Yes, she takes him out. So she is going to take the 8 points. Man, she's stealing all his kills. This is where the PvP, he'd just turn and smack her with his staff. The Pilgrim is insanely good at killing wizards also. But she gets 8 of this. Which is okay. She doesn't mind 8 more prowess. Keeping in mind that I think our Witch King has a lock on that. So we're done there. That's that battle. The magician has to make a call here. I don't know that I see any. Oh, and we're not ready to fight this guy. So the answer is no, we're not fighting him because we don't actually have the ability to do so. So that's easy. That should tell us something. You need to rest that damn shit there, guy. So this is day 12. We need to be sheltered or we need to fatigue. And the Woods Girl. Oh, we could. Okay. Good to note. So she also would have fatigued and fell asleep, right? Let me look at these flowers around. So I think I need to pay attention to that. As soon as the Pilgrim fatigued, combat was over. So I think that combat actually ended. Give me a second. I think you can fight. Activates all fatigue chits in its clearing. When it activates, causes the owner to fall asleep until sunset, skips his turn, can't block or be blocked. At sunset, he returns to normal. Fatigued action chits are rested. This effect only occurs during daylight. Okay, so the combat could have gone on. So done. Okay, that's easy enough. And she was affected by it because she also had fatigue chits. So she is done. He was done. But they could fight because after sunset they kill done. So that's easy enough. That actually is nice just because I don't have to retcon anything. So It looks like we're on day 12, and we need to figure out what to do here. So I think the Woods Girl is going to move and move and move to the inn. So 1, 2, 3, and then she will hide. So she'll hide, and she'll hide. Pilgrim. Uh, I think this takes effect only when someone ends a phase. Maybe is that true? I don't think so. So strangely enough, oof, I don't like that. I'm gonna say he did it just because I think. I mean, the points would be useful to him, but that's gonna knock him out again, right? During daylight, so when he wakes up, he is immediately knocked unconscious until the end of the day. That sucks because he's going to fatigue again. And then miss his chance to move on. Miss his chance to shelter effectively. Ugh. Because he is going to. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I have done that thinking ahead. So what's going to happen is because he fatigued that evening to continue the fight, because he did really have the best chance of killing that guy. It just so happened he did not take advantage of that chance, random luck. So he fatigues to keep the combat going. But that's going to put him in trouble tomorrow because he's going to rest tomorrow, which puts him in the path of the storm, which makes him rest day 13 also. So I don't love that. I didn't think of that when I did that rest. I suppose I'll let it stand. Ugh. Uh, or do you take the 8 points off of her and just go, nah, you for 8 points? For 8 points, I don't know that he does that. I'm going to actually say no. I'm going to say that he does not. We're not fatiguing because that's just too much for like he would. If we recall that, it would be too much. So for him, so what he's going to do is he's going to not. So that combat would have ended in a stalemate. So that fight ends in a stalemate. He doesn't fatigue. And so at the end of the day, we just all have to figure out how to get out of Dodge here. And I think he's going to also end up at the inn. He's going to also hide and move to the inn. And as he doesn't like the company, so hopefully he is hidden. And he is done. So sorry about that. Sorry about the retcon. The magician can go to either. I mean, there's a lot of good places to go here. I think I'm going to go into the caves, though, to shelter. We're going to hide and we're going to search. And unfortunately, yes, the Witch King is going to hide. He'll hide again. He will rest and rest at this moment and be done. And everybody's just sort of holding up, right, because of the storm. Let's get a monster roll on day 12. It's a 6, so bats. Witch King is first. So the Witch King is going to hide a couple times. He fails once. He succeeds and then rests twice. So he's going to pull back this and pull this here. And he is done. Woods Girl, 1, 2, 3, and she's going to try to hide because she doesn't want to get caught out by, and she does. And she is done. Pilgrim, 1, 2, 3. So everybody is literally, and he fails at hiding, so that sucks a little bit. And he is done. And then he goes into here. He hides. And he does. And then he searches once. And we'll roll just to see. 3. So if he locates, right, he gets a 2, 3. So he'll actually do, he'll do that. 2, 3, caves, green, done. And it is dank and flutter. And that Flutter's going to draw bats. But we do know that this is not a good spot for us at all. The Pilgrim has to roll against the rogues and the company. We'll do the rogues first. So he's good there, and then the company is unfriendly with him. So we are looking for... So he gets a 5. So he can either lose 5 or take a block battle. And, man, I think he has to lose 5 because, end of the day, he wants to be inside. So he gets insulted. So he is insulted by company, which, you know, it doesn't really matter, but he takes -5 prowess, but is not blocked or battled or anything, and he is done. Everybody scores the storm. So we'll copy that. I mean, everybody literally made a concerted effort to get the storm, so that makes perfect sense. But now it is day 13. The Woods Girl has also marked in off of her pub crawl. So now she effectively, I think she has to make her way to the guardhouse to finish this this long, lengthy trek here. And she's going to do that by heading to the deep woods. And that's going to take her through Borderland 5, which is ultimately going to take her through the goblins here. So I think what she does is she hides twice and moves into the goblins. And she is done. The Pilgrim, what's the Pilgrim going to do? I think the Pilgrim is going to spell X and spell hide and move into the Borderlands. And he is done. And the Witch King is going to hide once. He moves to Borderlands 2. He's got to alert a chit, and then he moves into the goblins. And that is going to get us day 13. So let's get a monster roll for 13. Spiders and imps. Pilgrim is first. So he's going to spell X and spell. That's going to give him white. And then he moves into here. And I think he's hidden. Yeah, and he is hidden. Or not. Let's see. He is. But I don't think anything appears. Because this is for mountains. This is a goblin tile. The magician. Did I write the damn magician? Or do I? Oh, I've forgotten the magician every goddamn time. Weird that I forget the magician. So obviously he's got to rest a tile. He's got to rest his shit. He's going to hide. He's got an extra move to the giant. That's what he's got. Done. So he will rest. He will hide, hopefully. Because I think he gets spiders. He does hide. Then he moves into here. And he's going to draw 2 spiders into the tile. One here and one here. And that might give him a little pause for fighting. Witch King, he's going to ultimately end up in there. And let's see. He hides once. So he has one hide only. And he succeeds, and he goes in there, and nothing else appears. And then the Woods Girl has 2 hides, and she ends up in there. So 1, and she does. And he is alerted. Yep, so he's alerted. So this is technically like that. Which is important because he will actually go first. So I think this is the combat. We could do the other combat. And I think you could, because we could definitely take the giant and turn him into something. And the guys could kill the spider in a heartbeat. So let's do this fight first. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this guy will fight the spider alone. Because if he flips, then we're going to kill it. If he doesn't flip, we're not going to kill it, but he has light damage and does nothing. This guy will dodge the giant, and this guy will shoot the giant on this side. And we're going to cast Transform on the giant. So in the encounter step, we are casting Transform. Remember, we have a nudge chit if we screw this Transform roll up. 5. Squirrel is good enough. We'll take Squirrel. So the giant becomes a squirrel in round 1 before anything is settled. So let's see where these two fights end up. Oops, time out. Where does this spider end up? 6, so he ends up down the bottom. Does he flip? No. So I think that's a miss on everybody's part. Down here, the squirrel goes here. And the two dudes go here and here. Does the bowman flip? No. Does the dude flip? No. So this was a miss, and we're done. This is a hit, this one. And he does have to roll, though. We need to do light damage, so no 6s. 5, he kills the squirrel, which is the giant. And we are done there. So now I believe we can just sit on this fight as well. We just have to watch that it doesn't devolve here too. So he goes down here. So this is the first round of nothing happening. And he does not kill anyone. So now we have to figure out if we are going to fatigue or not to fatigue. We will play to fatigue this if we need to. So that'll give us this round, which he does not line up and does not flip. So that's that round, and so I fatigue. First round of nothing happening. He does not move or does not line up. He doesn't do... geez, okay, so the spider is thwarting us. We can't play to fatigue anymore. We either have to put a bunch of dudes on here. The danger of putting dudes on here would be him flipping and him flipping, and he can't do enough damage anymore. It's not a super high chance, but it is a chance. I say we let it go. If the combat ends, it ends. 5. It looks like it might end. So he goes down there. We're looking for a 6 here to get... Nope. And so that combat ends in a stalemate. So we're here. There's a spider there. And that combat ends. And now we're down to this fight. And this fight's going to be a little weird with the bow girl here, but we're going to at least round 1, no one's on anyone's sheet. That's the kicker, right? So she can take a pot shot at one of these dudes, which she will. These dudes are all going to get hit by the alerted fiery blast first, though. It's a time 0, not a time 1. So round 1, I think he's still first. What is the length of fiery blast? 17, I thought? Something like that. Let me look. 13. The bow is longer. She actually takes a first shot. Fiery Blast has less range. So that's sort of cool. She will take one pod shot at one of these guys. So she's going to shoot him first. She needs anything but a 5 or a 6. And she does kill him. So the woods girl gets 1. And now her bow is unreadied. Done. Does she become unhidden? She does not. Now this guy shoots all these dudes one at a time. 6s are bad. So 1 dead for the Witch King. Second hit. 2 dead for the Witch King. Third hit. Ooh, 1 alive. And last but not least, 3 dead. And the Witch King is, unfortunately, exposed. So this guy effectively ends up on his sheet at the beginning of round 2 because she remained hidden. So I think he has to melt, which he will. With no one on her sheet, she's going to alert again and take another pot shot. So she will hit the goblin, untargeted. She kills him, and that's the end of the battle. The Witch King scores 6 note prowess for that battle. The Woods Girl scores 4. Nope, 3. So she gets 3. He gets 6. There you go. So it's going to be day 14. We're going to have gray magic in every clearing. We're going to be rolling 2 dice. The magician's goal is to find that statue also, right? And he can learn from the shrine also, so that's not bad either. He can loot some treasures from the horde. I think ultimately he's going to need to hire his guys if he wants them. Oh, and we do get 8 points, by the way, here. In the prowess battle, which isn't non-trivial here. So both the pilgrim and his guy need to hire a little bit. So what is the woods girl going to do? Well, let's say that she is. She has. She's going to hide, and then search. Try to find that lair since we're here. The pilgrim. Oh, at the end of the day, I think the pilgrim will cast. So he's going to cast vision, and he's going to learn the borderland. And I believe that's all the paths and passages. Is it also enchanted? That's the weird one, huh? Good question, actually. It does not say. Immediately discover all paths and passages in your current tile. I'm going to say that it only accounts for one of the sides. Oh, yeah, that's a good question, right? How useful is that or not, right? Um, in some, it gives you two passages. I mean, it's a savings. Yeah, I'm gonna say just the one. So we get another navigate, so that's cool. And he was done yesterday. And then I think we're gonna. I mean, this is a day 7, so it's not trivial. You don't mess with day 7 too much. I think we move back to the inn, and then we're gonna hire just to make sure we can get our guy and be done. And I don't think I'm doing amazingly well here for our pilgrim, but we do have 25 gold. So we can get up to a price times 3 and still hire a guy. Obviously, we'd like to do better than that. She's going to search. He's going to hire. Our magician. Maybe he moves once. So moves into the woods. And hides and hires and hires. I do think he wants a couple natives still around. And he can hire them tomorrow if he needs to also. And he has some money to do it. So he's done. And the Witch King has blown all of his purple again. But we're going to hide. We're going to rest once. We're going to spell X and spell, because we sort of have to. That gives us 1 purple to get out of dodge if we need to. And then we're going to search once. And we are done. And so this is it. This is day 14. There's gray in every clearing. What are the 2 monster rolls? Now, whatever, remember, comes back onto the board. 6 and 6. So all the bats. So strangely enough, nothing's going to resurrect. Just the bats return to the appearance chart. Magician is first. He moves up into here. He's going to hide. And he doesn't. And then he's going to hire twice. And he's looking for a buck, right? Because they're all a buck. And he's friendly. Except for the archer. So he'll do the swordsman first. That's a no deal. 2 no deals. Oof, that puts him in a bad position, strangely enough. So I'll use the nudge chit. Make this a 5. So he's going to hire 1 guy for $4. -4. Oops. R 5-4, and then R6 is end of the game. And we are done with our day. And so what happens here? Large campfire. All right. So that's cool, because that's a dwelling if we need to change anything up. And we're done there. Woods Girl hides and searches. And remember, she is in woods, technically. She's going to hide. And she does. And she's going to search 3 times. These are locates. That does not find anything. We're still looking for a 4 or a 1. That doesn't find anything. This is her third one. And she fails all 3 times. So she is done. The Pilgrim moves to the inn. And we're going to have to hire 3 times. We're allied. So, all good. Nope, that's price times 4. Not good enough. Also price times 4. 4, price times 3. Oof. Yes, sure, we'll do it. Minus 24. And we are going to have 03 till the end of the game. And that is his turn. The Witch King is going to hide, I believe. Rest once, flip it. Yep, and then... So we're going to hide. We do. We rest once. We flip the tile of the thing. And now we're going to search 1 time. And we're looking for 5s. Because Magic Sight. And we fail. But I don't think anything appears. And we are done. The Pilgrim does have to roll against the company. Four. He's getting insulted now. Can anyone in the company generate enough? Yes, that guy. That guy's a problem. He could kill the dude. Yeah, the funny part is the crossbowman's dangerous, but does roll 2 dice. He'd have to roll a 2 or a 1 to get our guy. This guy's dangerous. These guys are not dangerous. We might be able to fight. He might be able to take the company. The knight, the single knight, might be able to take the company. Let's look at the knight. Let's hold on losing our points here. I think the Pilgrim's tired of these sons of bitches. Now, mind you, we're not hidden, so that's a problem, right? So we can only lure one guy. Having said that, we might take the -5 and then come back. Yeah, because this guy is not going to be undercut by any one of these guys, except for him if he flips. He can undercut this dude, as long as he doesn't flip, and kill him round 1. And then the only guy that's dangerous is him. And he would have to line up on him. And the rest of them aren't. So if we are hidden, then this is quite a good fight for the singular knight. But we're upset. Like, he keeps dissing us and our paladin friend. So I think we'll take the insult today because we are simply not hit. And I don't think there's any other fights going on. So let's take a quick check of scores, and then we'll be done for the day here. So the Woods Girl ends up with 17 notoriety and 17 gold. So she's 17 and 17. How many cards she ends up with? She ends up with 4 cards. I do not know, though, I will say, like the rest of the score. So let me go and quick check everybody's prowess and gold totals. The Pilgrim is -5 and 1. So he's dropped off the face of the earth with that. I don't know if that was worth it. We'll see. The Magician is 23 and 17. And the Witch King is 86 and 3. So, yeah. So now, with that in mind, let's go to the scores. So the Woods Girl has 4 points in cards. The prowess totals are going to be the Witch King gets 2, and the Woods Girl gets nothing. The Magician gets 1. The Woods Girl scores nothing. The gold totals are the Woods Girl and the Magician both share and get a point, and everybody else gets nothing. So Woods Girl is 1.5. Pilgrim ends up at 0 because he spent too much. The Magician, 1.5. There you go. Great treasures. I don't think anybody has a great treasure. I'm just going to quick check. Oh, wait. The Magician has a great treasure. So he is up 2 points there. And no one has learned a spell yet. The Dragon Essence is awesome for him. And it's points. So given that, let's total it up. So Woods Girl has 5.5, 5.5. Pilgrim stuck at 2. We got 4.5 for the Magician. And 5 even for the Witch King. So those are our scores. The top 3 are all tight. And we're only halfway through. So we got 2 guys that are on pace for a 10 or 11 point game. The Magician's on pace for 9 points. The Pilgrim's a little bit behind now. So we just need to figure that out. The Woods Girl, though, once she gets pub crawl, is 7.5 points. I think that's it. So not a bad week. A lot of points scored, I think, in the middle. The Magician could use some damn cards, but he needs some different cards, I think. So, all right, I'm back. I will try to get a little more of this done here over the course of this week. Certainly before the weekend, try to get this one done and start another one for next week. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.